As you can see, we're back with the medicalizing of the music, the scientificalizing of the music, the MD of the music, and the DRing of the music, right? And I told you about imagination, right? Imagination. Imagine you get to use them, put it on and stop bullshit, and everybody who are kill for money done with that, and find another way to make it, but not take the crack. Imagine that, 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 imagine that. It goes on and on and on and on and on. Now, imagination. Imagine life in reverse, things better instead of worse. Man driving in a Beamer instead of rolling in a hearse. Looking out for one another, taking care of turf. Imagine life ain't what it seems. Things are not what they mean. Brother turn against brother, team turn against team. We need to come together. This world is very mean. Corruption is taking over. This world is very mean. Imagination. Imagine life in reverse, things better instead of worse. Man driving in a Beamer instead of rolling in a hearse. Looking out for one another, taking care of turf. Tough piece of song. Toughest song. You understand me? Imagine life in what it seems. Things are not what they mean. Brother turn against brother, while team are turning against team. Corruption is taking over. This world is very mean. Imagine that, imagine that, imagine that, imagine that. Imagine you get to use them, put in the gun and stop shot. And everybody who are kill for money, done with that. And find another way to make it, but not take the crack. Imagine that, imagine that, imagine that. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. It doesn't stop. Imagine a government, prime ministers and president, visionaries, royalties, and the residents, upper, lower class, rich, with the president, with the president, with the presidents. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine suspense. Imagine suspense. Imagine Christ. Imagine suspect. Imagine Jesus Christ gave new meaning to salvation. Now I'm trying to find the rest of the words to it. But as you're getting the continuation and or the consistency and the journeying of the song from up top all the way down, you get to understand the song really truly never ever stop. It's a concept that speaks on everything that life has meaning to, or there is meaning to life. Religion, government, politics, community, brothers, sisters, family, salvation, the imagination of individuals, the imagination of the artists, the imagination of you and I, the imagination. So I mean, right now, I'm not getting the best angle of the word of getting all the words together, but this song, when I wrote it, when you do hear this song, it's gonna blow your mind. Really, it's gonna blow your mind. It's an awesome song. It's an awesome song. I wouldn't lie to you, but I just think, on a personal note, all of my songs are awesome. I really think, on a personal note, all of my songs are awesome. But I tell you the honest truth, you're gonna say it's an awesome song and you're gonna love it. and you're gonna fall in love with it because it really is an awesome song, and it really, really, really speaks volume, volume. It speaks volume. It's conscious. It's conscious. It deals with life on a whole and what life has to offer and how to live life and the meaning of life. That's what it deals with. And the perceptions of life and the imagination and or life in reverse. As you hear, imagine life in reverse, things better instead of worse. Man driving in a beamer instead of rolling in a hearse. Looking out for one another, taking care of turf. Imagine things ain't what they seem, things are not what they mean. Brother turn against brother while team are turning against team. Corruption is taking over, this world is very mean. Imagine you get to use them, put in the gun and start both shot. And everybody who are kill for money, done with that. And find another way to make it, but not take the crack. Imagine that, imagine that, imagine that. Imagine that, imagine that, imagine that. Imagine you, imagine me, imagine she, imagine we. And it goes on and on and on, as I said. There's so much to the song. There's a whole lot to the song. It just goes on, it doesn't stop, you know? Makes you want to create your own part or your own aspect or your own version of the song as well. This is how R. Kelly's and Kirk Franklin. There we go. There the name goes. Kirk Franklin. Everyone knows artist Kirk Franklin, gospel artist Kirk Franklin. This is how Kirk Franklin created his own. Imagine we. It's an awesome song. His song is nice as well. A very nice song. R. Kelly's. R. Kelly is a top. Real top artist. No one is in his world or category of life of music. Yep. Mm. But yeah, Mr. Encounter is here with the imagination. I tell you the honest truth. All of this that you're seeing is imagined. All of these that you're seeing is imagined. It's all imagined. It's imagination. This is the imagination. All of this is imagination. It's written, all of it written by Mr. Encounter, scripted by Mr. Encounter, but out of the imagination of Mr. Encounter, the vivid imagination, the descriptive imagination, and or the imaginary imagination of Mr. Encounter. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine you. Imagine me. Imagine she. Imagine he. Imagine we. Yeah. You're getting this song. You're getting this song. Wait until you hear it. It's going to blow your mind. You might say it's kind of what would I call it? Troublesome a little bit because it's touching on everything. It's not leaving on anything. It's touching on the government again, the politics, religion. It's touching on salvation, touching on everything. You name it. Everything. But this is how the artist who has a message and an aim and a vision should be with the music in the industry, coming to and through and throughout the industry onto the audiences, the musical audiences, the musical lovers of music. This is how the artists and the musicians should be. Have messages, not just regular messages, good, not just awesome messages, good, not just peaceful messages, yes, but messages that challenge the mind, the brain, the lifestyle, the liberty, the situation of us, who we are, how we are, the way we are, and why with the way we are, into where we need to be. Gets us to imagine what they imagine, be filled with their imagination as well. Welcome to Mr. Encounter's imagination. Imagine that, imagine that, imagine that, imagine that. Imagine you, imagine me, imagine she, imagine we. Easily done. You know what's the encounter. That's it. I knew it. I've had it. VNMD. Imagine, imagine. Imagine the industry today. Imagine, imagine, imagine the industry today. Imagine a different concept. Imagine a different message. Imagine a different inception. Imagine a new creation. Imagine. Imagine. Imagine the industry. Imagine the industry. The industry today. Imagine you and I, you and me. Easily done. That's it. I knew it. I've had it. V, and MD.